Well, farmers across the Carolinas are now facing significant uncertainty following the Trump administration's federal freeze on funding to agricultural programs. And now many are in limbo over whether or not they will be paid. Chief Business Correspondent Taylor Young joining us now, taking a deeper dive on this, Taylor. I mean, a very important topic to talk about. You spoke to farmers all across the region who say they rely on these payments.
Absolutely, Alicia. And it's not just one program that we're talking about here. It's many, from disaster aid to help farmers kind of recover from natural disasters, including Hurricane Helene, to loan projects for farmers who undertake these projects with the understanding that they're going to be paid back for them. Now, I spoke with several farmers today who say they do not know when or if they are going to get these payments. Now, this freeze is part of a broader effort by the Department of Government Efficiency to cut federal spending. That includes the Department of Agriculture and its role to issue grants and loans to farmers across the country. And this is impacting, like I just said, a wide variety of programs, from conservation loan payments, which is when a farmer contractually agrees to take on projects to make their farm more environmentally friendly. Another is aid for farmers in disaster areas. And lastly, are programs tied to the Inflation Reduction Act put in place under the Biden administration. Now, despite legal challenges being filed against that funding freeze, many farmers across the Carolinas, again, have really yet to see any of those payments.
What's so alarming with your reporting, Taylor, is the fact that so many people didn't want to go on camera.
Yes.
I mean, this is obviously, it's a private matter, very public and very hard to deal with. What are people and farmers telling you?
Yeah, and I think a big part of that is there's a little fear of backlash for this. And secondly, there's also a fear that if they come out and put a face to this, that they never will end up getting this payment. So there's a lot of, fear and also just a little bit of hesitancy to really put themselves out there. But I did speak with a cattle farmer just west of Charlotte, and she says that her farm was drastically impacted by Hurricane Helene. She has applied for some of that disaster aid and has not yet heard back really about anything. So she's under the assumption right now that she's not going to get any of that funding. I also spoke with another farmer who's waiting on payments from one of those projects that we were just talking about. He's yet to get any of those payments that he was contractually owed.
Yeah.
So that's something on his radar as well. But this is not just impacting farms, it's also impacting organizations that help service these farms. So the one that I spoke with today also wanted to remain anonymous, and the big reason for that is because they too are impacted by the federal freezing. But just to put it into context, I asked this organization, how many farms across North Carolina do you think are impacted by this? Because I think that's the big question, right? And he said the vast majority.
Wow. When we hear about the experiences that farmers deal with, they always really weather the storm year after year. Is there any concern right now that these farmers can actually really go under? Yeah,
there absolutely is. I mean, as we know, farms operate on a really tight margin, and they also are extremely dependent on factors that are really out of their control. I mean, just think the climate, weather, insect infestation. And if we're talking about a farm that has livestock, the health of their animals. We know how devastating the poultry industry is right now because of bird flu. So that organization that I spoke with said, yeah, there's absolutely a concern that some of these farms could go under. But on the other side, I did speak with a farmer today who said, look, I don't take any aid from the government, and I don't believe my neighboring farm should either. Every year, the federal government pays about $30 billion in subsidies to farms. So there's absolutely another side to this story, that perspective. Either way, whatever your opinion is, this is going to impact our farmers, and it's something that we will continue to keep an eye on.
Well, excellent reporting, Taylor, and I'm sure the farmers appreciate you being their voice and kind of helping us understand exactly the layers of this problem. So thank you so much.
We'll keep following it.
Yep. Thanks, Taylor. Appreciate it.